Welcome to the first of the Tuesday series of classes. Tonight we will begin with mantra meditation. So let's start by going into share screen mode. Welcome to my desktop. Welcome to Mastering the 12 Syllables, also known as the Vajra Guru Mantra. And we see front and center a lovely painting of Padmasambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche. And he is the object of the Vajra Guru Mantra. If you have any questions about the Vajra Guru Mantra, Google it. There's a wealth of information out there. Let's jump right in. Let's begin by counting our mala upon our left little finger. If you don't have a mala, simply count an imaginary mala upon your left finger. But believe it or not, this action is important, energetically speaking. For the first 8 syllables, we're going to focus on mindfulness. It is a mistake to confuse mindfulness with concentration. Concentration is usually a contrivance. We arbitrarily choose to focus on something, we force our mind on it, and when our mind wanders, we force our mind back. That is unsustainable and can result in terminal crankiness. Mindfulness is very gentle. We notice what's spontaneously grabbing our attention, whether it's circumstantial or physical or emotional or intellectual or mnemonic or phantasmagoric. Whatever's grabbing our attention, we're noticing it. We're letting it take us on a journey. That is why during the in-breath, come on, cursor. During the in-breath, we're going to silently and mentally ask the rhetorical question, what's noticing? Notice I said the word rhetorical. My friends, there are 2 types of questions in this world. Hard-ass questions that require answers, and lazy bastard questions that do not. In fact, they're more profitable if we don't try to answer them and let our subconscious run with the ball. On the in-breath, excuse me. On the in-breath, we're going to silently and mentally ask, what noticing? Excuse me. On the out-breath, we're going to intone the syllable om. In brackets, I've written out the word home and underlined the O and the M. So in other words, as if to infer om as in the word om. And that can make things a little easier. Let's do this for how many breaths? 3 breaths. Contrary to what some tight asses might have told you, there is no right or wrong way to pronounce om. Do your best, be centered, and be open. And the Dharmakaya will speak to your intuition and correct your pronunciation. As long as we're centered and flexible, we will be led to ever and greater degrees of correctness. Our greatest enemy is the rigidity of our own fear, pride, and aggression. So let's keep it loosey-goosey. Second syllable is ah, also known as the syllable of Dzogchen, or the syllable of Tummo. It's ah, just as in the word Achu, which isn't really a word, it's more of a sound. It's an onomatopoeia. Let's dig in. If you follow along with this video, you will fill your room with such good vibes, your cat will come in and do the orgasm dance. It's the damnedest thing. We're going to now count the mala upon the right ring finger. This will help us to access the Capricorn set of archetypes of cardinal earth. What noticing? Hung. Now, hung is a Tibetan pronunciation of whom. Hungs kind of rhymes with who rung, the past tense of ring. Anyway, who rung? Hung. This is sometimes known as the syllable of Guru Yoga or the syllable of clear light. Let's continue. I'll try not to. Come, let us hung out one more time. This brings us to the next syllable, Vaj, which kind of sounds like the nickname for Roger, which is Raj. Hey, Raj, how's it going? Well, instead of Raj, which is also Sanskrit for king, it's Vaj with a V. Let's play with this for 3 breaths. We're now on page 3. Please count the mala upon your right ring finger while attaching the tip of your left ring finger to its thumb, thus accessing the Taurus set of archetypes of fixed earth. That's right, it's raw as in raw. How do you like your salad? I'd like my salad raw. Now, in addition to, of course, sounding silly, during every in-breath, we're asking a rhetorical question that's helping us to notice what we're noticing. Make us more mindful of that which is capturing our attention. Carl Gustav Jung taught that the way the shadow self defeats us is by working in secret, in that by being aware of our shadow self, we disarm it. But noticing gu. But yes, you've got it, like the sound that an infant makes, at least on cartoons. Gu. Please count your mala now upon your left ring finger and give the digits of your right hand a chance to relax. Now, if I was really clever, I would have said rue like in kangaroo, but instead I said rue the day, because apparently I've read too many period novels. What noticing? Rue. Well, noticing pod. Now, pod is the first syllable in the Spanish word for father, padre, which is, of course, also the name of a San Diego baseball franchise. It's not pots, it's a T. It's pod with a D. D like in dog. What's the difference? Well, when you say T, you're touching the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth right behind your incisors. However, when we pronounce the consonant D, we're touching the part of our tongue a bit further back from its tip to a place on the roof of the mouth a bit further back from the teeth. It's a subtle difference, but it makes a huge effect. Bond. Bond. Now, we're going to switch things up. We're going to shift gears into insight mode. First, we're going to shift your fingers. Please count your mala upon your right little finger while touching the tip of your left little finger to its thumb. On the in-breath, the rhetorical question we're going to use for about the next 8 exercises or so is how relax into the awareness of this. So we've already been playing with mindfulness. Now we're going to play with the insight that comes from relaxing into whatever we're experiencing. We feel anger and you relax into it, you can access the mirror-like wisdom. If you feel greed and you relax into the center of that greed, you can access discriminating wisdom. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Let's give it a try. The syllable we're going to play with is ma, as in the phrase mama. I actually knew a gal raised in Florida who called her mom mama. Second exercise of this set. Seed. Now it looks like Sid, as in Sid Vicious, but we're pronouncing the consonants like it's English, but the vowels like they're Spanish. So it's pronounced feed, as in Johnny Appleseed. Please count your mullah upon your right middle finger. Yes, folks, that's the finger you use to express yourself in traffic. We're going to persist with the rhetorical question, how relax into the awareness of this. The syllable we're going to play with is D, as in the phrase delightful. All right, let's have a go at it. Remember, if you have any questions and you're watching this on YouTube, scroll down to the comment section and spell out your questions in great detail. I'll do my best to get back to them via video sometime in the following week. Hoong, our old friend Hoong, as in who rung the bell. You may have noticed in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there are a bunch of people, meditators, meditating. And that's this there to brainwash you into meditating. We turn a corner now from working with the individual syllables to actually stacking the syllables. First with 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, until we're working with all 12 syllables. Please count the mala on your right middle finger while touching the tip of your left middle finger to its thumb. That's right. What do you think about Lama Jigme's meditation class? Good. Now we play with 2 syllables. 2 syllables, 1 breath. Om We come now to the 3 most famous syllables in Tantric Buddhism. Om Ahu, sometimes known as the body, speech, and mind of all Buddhas, other times known as the compassion, mindfulness, and insight of all Buddhas. Please count your mala upon your left middle finger. Om Now we're up to 4 syllables. Remember, that's a soft A. Ah, as in father. It's not a hard A like an apple. It's a soft A. Om Please count your mala upon your right little finger. We now enter the final third of tonight's exercises. We get into the distinctly tantric flavor of compassion. Compassion, also known as conventional bodhicitta, is predicated upon ultimate bodhicitta, which is all about wisdom. So we're going to explore the idea of a Buddha's paradise. In Buddhism, we call that a pure land. How could here look as a paradise. And our job is not to actively visualize. Our job is to ask the question, relax into the intonation, and then let the subconscious run with the ball. Our subconscious is like a computer. This question is like a program. Om Vajra. Om Vajra. Om Vajra. In a few minutes, we're going to begin visualizing ourselves as a Tantric Buddha, Samanta Vajra. His Buddha paradise or Pure Land is called Akanishta. And we will play with those proper nouns later on. I just thought I'd give you a sneak peek. How could here look as paradise? Om Vajra. The way to interpret this exercise is, how palatial would this place look if we saw it with the senses of a Buddha? Senses free from the tyranny of hate, greed, confusion, jealousy, and pride. Om Vajra. Om Vajra. Please count the mala on your right index finger. As promised, we're now going to explore the possibility of how would our self-image shift if we perceived ourselves with the 5 senses that were no longer subject to the tyranny of pride, jealousy, confusion, greed, or hate. How could I look as a Tantric Buddha? If you're male and can visualize yourself as a blue fellow. If you're female and can visualize yourself as a white gal. Or whichever your personal sexuality calls to. It's not terribly important. Follow your intuition. How can I look as a Tantric Buddha? Om Vajra. Om Vajra. It's time for the end. We're going to play basically with the same question, but we're going to slap on an additional syllable. Om Vajra Guru Om Vajra First 8 exercises we played with were mainly physical. The second set of 8 exercises were mainly verbal or auditory. This final set of 8 exercises is heavily visual. Please count your mala upon your left index finger. Now we can all watch the news, read the newspaper, hear the news broadcasts on the radio, and see or hear what greed and hate and competition for finite resources looks like. What if we replaced competition with cooperation? What if we replaced hate with compassion? How could universal compassion look? And remember, this is rhetorical. Don't try to answer it. It works so much better if you don't. On the in-breath, we ask the question. On the out-breath, as we intone, we physically relax to the best of our ability. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Brahma. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Brahma. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Brahma. And we are adding on another syllable. How could universal compassion look? Om Ahum Vajra Guru Brahma Seed. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Brahma Seed. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Brahma Seed. Please count your mala upon your left index finger while touching the tip of your right index finger to its thumb. And now for a profoundly visual experience, look up out your window at the sky. If you have to, turn out the lights in your room so you can see the sky as best you can. There's no sky available, daytime or night, and all you've got is a wall, then gaze upon the upper half of the wall. Don't stare holes through it. Gaze gently upon it. Where sees sky? Om Mahum Vajra Guru Mazidi. Om Mahum Vajra Guru Mazidi. Om Mahum Vajra Mazidi. And now for the last exercise of this particular set. All 12 syllables of the Vajra Guru mantra. Om Mahum Vajra Guru Mazidi. Om Mahum Vajra Guru Mazidi. Last one, make it count. Om Mahum Vajra Guru Mazidi. Well, we have generated a lot of energy. And if you speak to an acupuncturist, they would tell you it's a distinct possibility that the energy could congest or get stuck in different places. And when that happens in certain places, you have an excess, and in other places, you have a deficiency. So what I recommend doing is to end every practice with some bowing. Some people start their practice with bowing. Personally, I end the practice with bowing. The chant is simple. I take refuge in Padmasambhava. That's the fellow whose mantra we've been playing with. That each may accomplish Samanta Bandhara. Accomplishing Samanta Bandhara. That's Tantric Blue Buddha. We've been visualizing ourselves, or perhaps as his Tantric partner, Samanta Badri. It's another way of saying full and complete enlightenment. So I take refuge in Padmasambhava so that all beings everywhere can accomplish enlightenment. So you may want to recite this 10 or 20 times every morning until you memorize it. What I'm going to do right now is unplug my head. Different. And I'm going to set the laptop on the floor and actually do some Buddha bowing. You can follow along with me if you please. If you do not know how, that's okay. I've got a video on the subject that you can watch for free on YouTube that'll teach you how to do Tibetan Buddha bowing. If you want to do something physical right now and you have no idea how to Buddha bow, you could do some gentle burpees. Okay, so let me wrestle with the cord for a second. There we go. Okay, let's see. How does that area look? Well, first I'll give you a high shot, and then I'll give you a low shot. How's that sound? I go for refuge to Padmasambhava, that all beings may accomplish Samantabhadra. I take refuge in Padmasambhava. I go for refuge. I take refuge in Padmasambhava, that each being may accomplish Samantabhadra. I take refuge in Padmasambhava, that each being may accomplish Samantabhadra. Now I'll give you a lower view. I take refuge in Padmasambhava, that each being may accomplish Samantabhadra. I take refuge in Padmasambhava, that each being may accomplish Samantabhadra. I take refuge in Padmasambhava, that each being may accomplish Samantabhadra. Okay, I'm going to move the computer again. Hope you took a Dramamine. Oh boy. That clearly was only about 6 or 7 times, as opposed to 28. We'll build up to 28 in future classes. So we've generated a lot of positive energy. So now we're going to invest that energy in universal well-being. In the future, we'll chant it. Today, we'll just recite it conversationally. May all the wishes we intend, inspired by the teachings, come true. May I accomplish great benefits spontaneously for each being. May each being accomplish the state of Tantric Buddha Samantabhadra and enjoy his pure land of Akanishta. In other words, everyone dies. When they do, may they take auspicious rebirth in the pure land of Buddha Akanishta. Buddha Samantabhadra. So that if they have not yet accomplished enlightenment, they can quickly and easily do so there. Again, together, may each being accomplish the state of the Tantric Buddha Samantabhadra and enjoy his pure land of Akanishta. Once again, pronounce the consonants like English and the vowels like Espanol. Meaningful life for each being, health, wealth, and success for each being. Body, heart, and mind fulfillment for each being. Great friendships for each being. Get to a special prayer right now. In Buddhism, there are 4 levels of vows. Refuge vows. Oopsie. refuge vows, pratimoksha vows, bodhisattva vows, and tantra samaya. According to the late great saint Kadamba Jigme Rinpoche, the essence of refuge is dharma enthusiasm, the effort of pratimoksha is harmlessness, the essence of bodhisattva vows is being kind and sharing a good karma with others the way we're doing right now. And the essence of tantra is guru devotion, guru gratitude, not in a creepy way, but just in a practical way, being grateful enough to one's teacher to actually apply his instructions. So together, let's recite. Dharma enthusiasm for each being. Ethical harmlessness for each being. Sharing kindness for each being. Zealous guru gratitude for each being. And now, finally, the last 4 lines in conclusion. Spontaneous mindfulness for each being. Compassionate insight for each being. Centered spontaneity for each being. Joyful peace for each being. And that, my friends, is that. If you have any questions, don't be shy. Write them out in the comment area below. On the YouTube video, there's a comment area. And this can only benefit you if you follow along with this video every morning and every evening. At first, it may seem challenging. However, as the week wears on, it'll be easier and easier. In fact, after 6 days or 6.5 days, it may be too easy, and that's fine. Next week, you'll have a greater challenge. Instead of intoning it, you'll be whispering it many times quickly. And I'll give you your first silent meditation. Don't worry, it'll only be about 5 minutes or so. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Bye-bye now.